will ask you simple questions. You will answer in short sentences only what you believe to be absolute truth.
Absolute truth. I can do that.
We deal with them.
You don't fool people, Stan. They fool themselves.
I've given you a fortune. It's time that you delivered.
When does it end? I want to know.
If you displease the right people, the world closes in on you very, very fast.
Hello YouTubers and all subscribers social media lands, welcome to an all new video. In this video we're going to be doing a review of a film that came out the end of December into theaters, was recently just released on HBO Max and Hulu, and is a very interesting and fun story that I was really looking forward to checking out, but was really surprised by the outcome. And we're going to get right into that review of that film. But before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss on this video or any other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, where I pretty much post on a daily basis, so definitely check that out too. As always, people, let's get right in this! So welcome one and all to an all new video. So like I was saying before, we're going to be reviewing a film that came out just recently on HBO Max and Hulu, and is a very interesting story that has a really interesting outcome. And that happens to be the film called Nightmare Alley. Yeah, Nightmare Alley. Yeah. So Nightmare Alley is actually a remake of a film from the 30s that is brought to life by, of course, a great master director who has won Academy Awards, that is an Academy Award nominee, and is just usually, he brings to life such great and amazing films. And that happens to be the director known as Mr. Guillermo del Toro! Oh yeah! Guillermo del Toro! Woo! Love Guillermo del Toro, he's so awesome, you know, from such films as Pan's Labyrinth to Crimson Peak, Pacific Rim, just to name a few. He is just a really awesome director and always brings such a great funness to his films. And also gives us always these really crazy out there concepts that are just so inventive and fun. Now when it comes to Nightmare Alley, I mean, he directed it very well. He gave us a really decent film that, you know, had all the things it needed. It had a great script, it had a great storyline, it had great visuals, it had a great idea, great acting, and all around just was a really fantastic film. And had a lot of greatness to it, but at the same time, I thought that this was probably one of his few films that I felt that was very paced very wrong, and also it just seemed very long for what they needed to get from point A to point B as well. And also, their leading man just really didn't bring what a leading man needed for this film. So overall, I thought, you know, Guillermo did a decent job, a good job, but there were still those few flaws that I think he could have fixed and made it even more better, and a better tribute to the original film from the 1930s. Overall, a very decent, directing performance by Guillermo, and still a great Guillermo film that was really fun to watch, but I wouldn't say is really a keeper or owner to own. So this movie has a really decent cast, lots of great names in it. I mean, from William Dafoe, from characters like that, to many other actors that are in the film. All of them really brought a real greatness to the film, really fun, and a decent casting, and just made it a very interesting film. Now, of course, to start us off is the main lead character himself, Mr. Bradley Cooper! Oh yeah, Bradley Cooper, woo! So Bradley Cooper, I love this guy. I think he's a decent actor. I mean, I loved him in the Hangover trilogy. He's been in quite a few films. I made him in his directing debut with Star is Born. His acting in that was pretty decent. And overall, he's just a really decent actor. But this film just wasn't his film. And he just didn't seem to be like a leading man. And I was really disappointed by that, actually. I was expecting more out of it, and I was expecting him to really, bring the film. But he really didn't, and that was really a disappointment, and what made this film not as good as it could have been. Now, another great film that he's in, that he's actually been in a series of, and he's provided the voice of an amazing character in this Marvel series. And that, of course, is the Rocket character from the Guardians of the Galaxies. Yeah, absolutely love him as this character. I think it's one of his best characters to date, one of his best acting gigs. I mean, his voice just brings Rocket alive, and he really is Rocket, I feel, and just is such a great character, great overall performance that he brings to this character. It gives us all those different ranges of emotion, too, that just was so amazing, which is what he didn't bring to his role in Nightmare Alley, which I was really disappointed with. I was expecting so much more out of him, and I was just expecting, you know, a stronger leading man, and he just did not deliver that. If you're a Bradley Cooper fan, definitely check him out. Anything else he's done, definitely give Nightmare Alley at least a chance just to see what I'm talking about, but he just was not a leading man in this, and he did not bring this film to a full tilt. So that brings me to the next actress I like to talk about that was in this film. That, you know, really did a decent job of the film, really was fun, amazing, just all around a great kind of like 360 of a character that just really was fun from beginning to end. And that, of course, is Miss Cate Blanchett! Oh yeah, Cate Blanchett, woo! So Cate Blanchett, you've seen her in things over the years, so many different films, you know, from Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull to, you know, many other films over the years. She played Elizabeth in the 2 Elizabeth films. I mean, she's been in all kinds of great things. And to bring her into this film was just such a great idea because she was such a great addition to this film. And I just really enjoyed her character and how she really played both sides. And she gave us this really interesting characterization, you know, being this kind of like supposed innocent bystander when actually has, you know, this craziness going on inside of her and double-crossing people. And it just was a really well-developed character, and I thought she was a really great addition to the film. But one of my favorite films of hers that I think she played such a great character, great villain, is, of course, her character of Hela in Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, Thor Ragnarok. Oh my god. She is so awesome as Hela. She's so badass. She's so awesome. She looks so amazing in that outfit. And just all around, she just really brought Hela to life. Gave us this really great characterization of Hela from the comics. And just was a great villain in that film altogether. Because that film was already great to begin with, but she just really added even more flavor to that film. If you haven't seen Thor Ragnarok for Cate Blanchett's performance as Hela, definitely check it out, people. She was amazing as the character. But like I was saying, overall, I really enjoyed her character in Nightmare Alley. I really thought she made it very entertaining. She kept me enticed. She kept me wanting to stay and watch the film. And also, I thought she was just a really great addition to that film. Definitely check out Cate Blanchett in Nightmare Alley. She was definitely worth a viewing of Nightmare Alley for her performance. So it brings me to the final actress I like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than kind of the other mainstay in the film, that is Bradley Cooper's love interest wife in the film. And that, of course, is Miss Rooney Mara. Oh yeah, Rooney Mara, woo! So Rooney Mara, of course, you know, as, of course, the sister of Kate Mara. She's been in a whole bunch of films over the years. I mean, from Girl with the Dragon Tattoo with Daniel Craig, to other films of the years that, you know, she just has become a really well-known name. And she's a really decent actress, actually. I really enjoy her. I think she does a good job. I think she brings some great acting chops to the character she has played. And I think overall she's just a really decent actress. Now, when it comes to performance in Nightmare Alley, I actually was kind of expecting more from her. I thought she was kind of going to be a lot more dramatic. I thought she was going to be more like Cate Blanchett level in the film. And once again, she was another one that just kind of like fell flat for me. She seemed very whiny through the whole film and just was not her usual Rooney Mara self. And just didn't seem very enticing and fun. And I just think that she could have brought so much more to the character, given us a way better performance. and just, a better addition to that film. And overall, I thought that her performance was very mediocre, which I was really surprised by. Because, like I said, she usually does so great in most of the films that she's always in. So, I was really disappointed in her, too, just like I was with Bradley Cooper. I was expecting so much more. But one other movie that she was in that I really enjoyed her in, I thought she played a great character, wasn't a huge part, but at the same time, it still was a really great performance of what she brought to the character. And that, of course, is a film called Pan. Yeah, Pan. With Hugh Jackman, yeah. She was actually great as Tiger Lily. I really enjoyed her as Tiger Lily. I thought she brought a real great essence to Tiger Lily, and I just really enjoyed her performance of the character, and I thought that she brought some great interactions between, Peter Pan himself and Captain Hook and the Lost Boys and so forth, and I thought she just did a really great, well-rounded performance in that film. Definitely way better than her performance in Nightmare Alley, and definitely a better characterization than Nightmare Alley, unfortunately. Overall, she was so amazing in Pan, and I thought is a really well-deserved performance. If you haven't seen Pan, definitely check her out in that. She was really superb. So what is Nightmare Alley about? Basically, the premise of Nightmare Alley is pretty basic. Bradley Cooper's character is basically on the run from something that he did. He joins a circus, and basically the premise of the film is kind of his rise to becoming the ultimate carny, basically, and kind of his adventure, and kind of, try to keep that past away, but that past coming back up, and, basically rearing its, head again, in between, all the craziness that he's already being ensued, and kind of the different things and plots that, happened to him throughout his journey, and kind of his demise. It's a really interesting story, a really fun film, a great idea. All around, the film itself was just a great invention, a great, film, and just all around, it just a fun, interesting idea that really played out very well with some lackluster performances by the actors. If Bradley Cooper and Rooney Mara were so much better in the film overall would have been such a greater film. And also, if the pace of the film wasn't so bad, and it had been more evened out, and more even kill, and not so much dead space, I think overall this film definitely would have been a 10. Because Guillermo del Toro always brings to life and gives us these great, fantastic films. And this actually was kind of a letdown for me. I give this one 5 out of 10 Golden Movie Boxes up because of the performances and because of the pacing. Overall, though, still a very interesting film, definitely worth a watch, and overall, a halfway decent film. And like I said, a great idea that had a great story as well. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely go check it out either in theaters or on HBO Max or Hulu, and give it a whirl, people. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for liking. Also, thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or you have been before, don't forget to check out any older or newer videos you might not have seen mine yet. And always, people, if you enjoy my content and want your support for the channel, definitely check out my awesome Patreon page, where you can see outtakes, bloopers, and all that kind of cool stuff from my awesome patrons who become a part of my Patreon and get all those awesome extras and accoutrements that you don't get just on my YouTube channel. So definitely check that out, people, and show some support. And as always, people, if you enjoy horror films as well, definitely check out the awesome horror pack link down below, where you can get great horror films right to your door for a great low price. So definitely check that out. As always, people, catch you in the next one.